Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something truly fascinating, the secrets of Arabic pronunciation. We're looking at this through the lens of tajweed, which is the incredibly precise, beautifully preserved science of reciting the Quran. Now, if you've ever tried learning Arabic, you know the struggle, right? It's deeply spiritual, it's historically rich, but man, it also involves some seriously intimidating throat gymnastics. But hey, do not panic. We're going to break down these ancient, thousand-year-old rules, and I'm going to show you how the literal supercomputer sitting in your pocket right now can turn you into your own best teacher.
So you might be wondering, why obsess over pronunciation this much? Well, in English, if you mispronounce a vowel, you just sound like you have a quirky accent. In Arabic, a 1 millimeter shift of your tongue is a very high-stakes game. Seriously, look at the word qalb, which means heart. You pronounce it deep from the back of the throat. But if you shift that sound just a tiny bit forward in your mouth, you get kelb, which means dog. Just imagine trying to poetically compliment someone's beautiful heart or making a really sincere, heartfelt prayer and accidentally calling them a dog. Yeah, precision absolutely matters.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1, the high-stakes pronunciation game.
Section 2, heavy and light letters. Right, so to achieve that exact precision we just talked about, we absolutely have to master the difference between heavy and light letters. There are 7 primary heavy letters in Arabic, and for centuries, tajweed students have remembered them using this brilliant ancient mnemonic phrase, khussa dakhatin qiz. To actually produce this heavy, echoing acoustic weight, you have to elevate the back of your tongue toward the roof of your mouth. Basically, you're creating a little dome in there that traps the sound before it ever even reaches your lips. Check out the visual cheat sheet here. Notice the pairs. If you flatten your tongue and pronounce the heavy sod as a light sin, the word sabr, which means patience, instantly transforms into sabr, which means an examination. It's the exact same deal for the heavy tha and the light ta. Teen means clay, but teen means fig. Literally one simple drop of the tongue, and you've completely rewritten the dictionary.
Section 3, the most common pronunciation traps.
Enter the pharyngeal and uvular traps. Let's be totally honest with each other for a second. For a lot of non-native learners, trying to pronounce the letter ein makes you feel like you are actively choking. And there's a good reason for that. It uses a part of your throat that is completely 100% inactive in English and European languages. But here's a great little hack from language experts for the kha sound. Practice exhaling like you're trying to fog up a mirror. You know that exact friction in the back of your throat? Boom, that is your sweet spot.
But listen, the absolute crown jewel of difficult letters is the dod. In fact, Arabic is historically known as the language of dod. Why? Because this emphatic, heavy sound doesn't organically exist in any other language on earth. It's completely unique. Because it's so alien to us, learners naturally default to just using a plain English D. But to actually pronounce dod correctly, you've got to press the sides of your tongue firmly against your upper molars to produce this deep, trapped, full sound. It takes real muscle memory, and you kind of just have to build it from scratch.
Section 4, the self-correction shock.
Okay, so how do we actually fix these deeply ingrained mistakes? Well, prepare for a massive paradigm shift. We always ask ourselves, who is the best Arabic teacher out there? Is it a strict, old-school grammarian? Do you need to hire an expensive 24/7 native tutor? Actually, linguistic studies have totally flipped the script on this. When it comes to actively fixing your daily pronunciation, the most effective teacher you can possibly have might just be you.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this case study of Libyan English language learners. Look at this. A staggering 100% of the students agreed that recording their own voices and listening back actually helped them identify their pronunciation errors. And on top of that, the vast majority confirmed that this audio mirroring drastically improved their confidence when speaking. They were quite literally training their own ears to become their own tutors.
And if you're sitting there thinking, oh, that's probably just a fluke from one study, let's look at this quote from a comprehensive ERIC research paper. They took language learners and divided them into 3 distinct groups: teacher correction, peer correction, and self-correction. The results? Absolutely mind-blowing. The self-correction group improved more than the other 2 groups, outperforming the teacher correction group. Just let that sink in for a second. Autonomous self-correction, when you do it right, actually yields faster, more permanent phonetic results than having a teacher constantly interrupt and correct you. The secret engine behind all this success is a beautifully simple, totally anxiety-reducing method called the learning cycle. Here's how it works. Step 1. Record yourself speaking or reciting just using your phone's basic voice memo app. Step 2. Listen back to your recording. Step 3. Compare your recording directly against a native speaker's audio. This cycle is a game changer because it completely removes the pressure and the embarrassment of messing up in front of a live teacher. It gives you this safe, totally private space to isolate your problem sounds, like that tricky ein or the dod, and meticulously adjust your tongue placement over and over until your recording matches the native model.
Now, if you want to supercharge this process, you can use something called the shadowing technique. This was popularized by the renowned polyglot Steve Kaufman. Shadowing is basically mimicking on steroids. You listen to a native Arabic speaker's audio, and you attempt to speak aloud along with them in real time. You're just a fraction of a second behind them. You do not pause the audio. You actively imitate their tone, their rhythm, their intonation, and their stress patterns immediately. It effectively forces your brain to bypass your native language filters and just absorb the natural cadence of Arabic directly.
And this brilliantly illustrates Section 5, Technology Serving Tajweed.
You see, the rules of Tajweed haven't changed in 1,000 years, but our tools have evolved entirely. We are literally witnessing a revolution right now through MDD, that's mispronunciation detection and diagnosis. Traditionally, a human teacher listened to you and corrected you. But today, researchers are building cutting-edge, transformer-based AI systems specifically designed to listen to non-native learners and give them instantaneous, pinpoint diagnostic feedback on their phonemes.
Just look at the sheer power of these new systems. In a recent computer science study, deep learning AI achieved a mispronunciation detection accuracy of 97.0%. 97%. When they put the AI head-to-head in a perceptual test against real human experts, the AI verification actually surpassed human verification in correctly spotting microscopic pronunciation errors. It is flawless precision, and it lives right in your pocket.
So the crucial point is this: the barriers to mastering Arabic pronunciation have never, ever been lower. You don't need to be intimidated by the heavy letters or those deep, guttural sounds anymore. Your toolkit is already fully assembled. You've got your voice memo app for the record, listen, compare cycle. You've got AI-driven language tools for surgical feedback, and you've got endless streams of native audio online for shadowing. You, my friend, are a self-correcting pronunciation machine.
The beautiful science of Tajweed teaches us that every single letter has its right, its characteristic, and its specific weight. Those ancient scholars meticulously mapped out the exact topography of the human mouth to preserve this language. And now, modern science proves that with just a little bit of everyday technology and some autonomous practice, absolutely anyone can navigate that map. So, the only question left to ask yourself is, how will you use the device sitting in your pocket right now to connect with the timeless, resonant legacy of the Arabic language? Grab your phone, hit record, and start speaking.